Hey YouTube, this is Leo with DRIPCalc, and in this video I want to quickly talk about my estimates for Robinhood earnings that are coming up today after the market close. And the Robinhood stock has been on a tear. It was above $58 a couple days ago, and then with some volatility it's about $56 right now. So it closed at 56.27, but intraday it was like at 58 at some point. Anyway, so the stock is up 57% from its IPO, which is pretty good. Could be better, but you can see here during the market crash of 22-23 the stock was really flat. However, if you were buying over here, then you're up about 7-8x, so that's really nice. And I want to also talk about how I go about buying the stock. Now, I am invested in it, and right now I'm not buying. I think the valuation is a little bit out there, but this quarter earnings will be exceptional. So before we jump into everything, so here is my kind of top level breakdown of the earnings. But I want to say this video is not a financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and so these are just my opinions and how I go about investing in Robinhood stock. Okay, so yeah, so the current price 56.09. Anyway, so let's jump into my earnings estimate. And one last thing, guys, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe while watching this video, it really helps with YouTube algorithm, so I would really appreciate if you subscribe, help the channel grow, gives me motivation to produce this kind of videos. So anyway, all right, so here are the results from the first 3 quarters of the year, which were actually exceptional compared to 2023. They're growing tremendously, but this quarter will be absolutely insane, so let's concentrate on it. Okay, so my top level, my revenue, top line, I estimate to be about $947 million. And how I get to it, it is quite simple. Okay, so basically Robinhood, they publish their monthly data on their website. We don't have the full December data yet, because they will announce that with the earnings together, but they did publish some preliminary stuff. I'll try to find it towards the end of the video, but here are the numbers. Okay, so this is October, November, and December. Okay, guys, I just went ahead and fixed my header, so when I scroll you can see exactly where we are. Anyway, so back to the numbers. So for October, options contracts, so this is the volume in millions, 155, 158, and December was 150, total 463 million contracts. Okay, crypto volume 68 billion, 68.8, almost 69 billion. And just look at this. In quarter 3 they did 14.5 billion in dollar volume, and then quarter 2 was 21.5. Quarter 1 was their best quarter so far this year until they report later today, and that was 36 million. So we're about double of quarter 1, and we're basically, so let's see, so we're almost the same volume on crypto as we did the whole previous 3 quarters. So that was 71.9 million or billion dollars, and we're at almost 69 in this quarter alone. And then equity volume, so here are the quarterly numbers, and $410 billion in equity volume. Okay, so then we go to actual like breakdowns. So options revenue, now if you look over here, they are collecting about 46 to 47 cents per option contract. Now we don't pay that, because if you are on Robinhood, you don't pay for options. You only pay like a government, or it's not really a government fee, it's like a fee for them to keep track of paperwork and whatnot, and they make their money basically on the spreads between the buy and sell. And now if you actually ever used, for example, E-Trade, they just straight out charge 50 cents per contract, which is really annoying. But on Robinhood you pay like 3, now it's 4 cents regulatory fee. They just upped it by 1 cent, which is like 33% up. Anyway, so they were about 46 to 47 cents, so I put 47 cents for this quarter, and we can actually play with it a little bit, make it at 46, but this is what you were going to, actually let's do it 46.5. Oops. Okay, so that actually changes the revenue a little bit by 2 million. Well, that's fine. Okay, so equity revenue, and I basically kind of averaged this. So they had 17.33% revenue of the, I think this is, I don't remember how I calculated it. But anyway, so I put it at 15% and the revenue $61 million. I'll have to come back to this, how I did this, because I did this spreadsheet a couple of weeks ago. I actually made a video already kind of going into this really like surface level. Okay, so other revenue, I put at 25 million now. They did that election bidding contracts. They didn't make a lot of money on it. Like there was a lot of revenue, but they didn't make a lot of money. And I think there was like 500 million contracts, and it was not a full dollar. Like on both sides, it was like $1, and then a couple of cents slippage fee, and they collected 1 cent per contract. And I think they split it with the company that kind of managed that whole bidding process. So we'll find out exactly how much money they made on that. But I think they have made about $2.5 million total on that. So I kind of dumped it in here. There's like some other things, gold subscriptions and whatnot. So I just kind of bunched it all in here, 25 million. Now crypto revenue. Okay, so I took, so over here you can see their take rate on crypto revenue, on crypto trading volume was 35% in quarter 1, 38% in quarter 2. I mean 0.35%, then 0.38% in quarter 2, and 0.42% in quarter 3. So I did like a very conservative 0.39% of this amount, and that comes to $268 million. That's the revenue. That's how much they, get to keep before any expenses. And then crypto percentage of total revenue is like 28.4%, which is really good. But their crypto volume this quarter was amazing. Like December wasn't as good as November, because like once Trump won, like markets just went haywire. Anyway, so now here are the expenses. Their highest expense during this year was $407 million. I went with 440 million in expenses, although their expenses are kind of fixed. I mean, like they don't really pay a lot more to generate the business, but I did increase it from the previous quarters, made it at 440 million, and they also paid a fine for improper reporting of trades back in like 2019, 2020, 2022. So that's already all closed. They paid the fine, and so that's the total of $485 million, and that gives us a net income of $460 million. Guys, this is like completely insane. It's almost 3 times more than their best net income quarter, which was 188. So if we look over here, their net income, so it was 188 over here. Look, 188 net income, then 150 on a revenue of 643. And so over here they did a lot of promotions in quarter 3, and they kind of didn't communicate that with the analysts, and so after that kind of came out that they had to pay for the promotions, the stock just dumped after earnings 20-some percent, 25%. It was completely insane. If we look at a price chart, let's look at the price chart right here. So yeah, over here it was like a $28, $29 right before the earnings, and then post earnings it dumped. At some point it was like $23 after market close, like after close during the earnings call. So here, see here, October 31st it closed at 23.49, and that's when I was, guys, that's when I was buying. So often what happens is they dump on earnings. I don't know why. Stock is amazing, but they dump on earnings, and those are the golden buying opportunities, and I'll just show you. So over here, I actually bought. I bought right over here on earnings when stock was like $24, yeah. So I bought an options contract. I bought a leap, $13 leap for 2027. I paid like $13.20 for it, and now it's up. Today it's actually up like 240%. I took this screenshot yesterday. And then during the other dump, after Jay Powell was talking about not cutting rates too heavy on December 18. So let's go back over here, December 18. So the stock also dumped, closed below $37. That's when I bought, and I bought, these are actually shares. I bought for $37.25. They're up 44%. Yeah, so basically the stock is amazing, but you gotta pick your opportunities. Okay, and why am I doing this in SoFi? Why am I not doing it in Robinhood? And here's the thing, I have an itch. I have an itch to sell covered calls, and sometimes that gets me into a pickle. You can see right here, I have covered calls on my position at $45, expiring a year from now, basically, like 11 months from now, and I'm already down. So this again was yesterday when the price was $53.75. So today it's down much more. It's down like almost $7,000. Okay, and that's why I decided I want to keep the shares, I want to keep the sleeps, and SoFi, they don't have level 1 options. So you cannot sell covered calls. And this is like my insurance policy against myself, like to protect my own butt from selling covered calls. But yeah, so basically I wait for the opportunity, I wait for a huge dump, like market, just like some bad news in the market, blah, 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 stock drops, and you have an opportunity to buy, and I took those. Yeah, not enough, unfortunately. Should have bought more, but you know, still pretty good. Anyway, so let's jump back to this here. And so my estimate for EPS is 50.7 cents per share. And the way I arrived at it, and I used this number, and I increased the share count slightly. So if we go back over here, they dilute by about 1.17% per year. Now they do buybacks, but the stock was pretty expensive last quarter, so I don't think they did a lot of buybacks last quarter, and so I added like 0.25%, I think, whatever, like about 1 million shares I added to this count, and so over here 905.5 million, and so here we have 906.8 million. That's what I think we'll have as far as diluted shares when they announce today, and so that's 50.7 cents EPS. And let's see what the street is projecting. So actually, the funny thing, let's go to Robinhood. So they're right now projecting 42 cents per share, but I took a screenshot less than a month ago, and they were projecting 53 cents per share. So Robinhood is very unreliable in this regard. They actually changed this estimate. They might change it right after the market close, right before the announcement. They will change this number, so can't rely on them. Okay, so investing.com, they are giving Robinhood. Where's Robinhood here? What the hell? Well, right here. So they're expecting 32.36 cents EPS on a revenue of $450 million. So that's way low. And actually, a lot of analysts have been upping their estimates. So if we go to Yahoo, whatever, let's go to Seeking Alpha. So Seeking Alpha is showing normalized EPS 52 cents, GAAP EPS 44 cents, revenue $952 million. So this is updated today. No, actually, I'm not sure when they updated it in the last 90 days. Revisions in the last 90 days, 10 revisions, and they were all up. Okay, so yeah, analysts are revising their estimates a lot, and they're all going up. So let's see what Robinhood is saying. I'm not sure Yahoo, whatever, doesn't matter. So yeah, I think this will be a blowout quarter for them. Going forward, like, I'm not buying right now, although and I actually don't know how the stock will behave. Like, it's already up a lot pre-earnings, but if we learned anything from Palantir, which jumped like 20% on earnings, and then the next couple of days it jumped another 15%, so like up like 40% since before earnings or year to date, it's completely insane. So I don't know what to expect from the stock, but if we have a dump to, let's say, $40, I'm definitely acquiring more, and this time around I will be acquiring more LEAPs. They're much more capital efficient. So again, if we look at the screenshot right here, so I'm up 44% on my shares, but I'm up 240% on my LEAP. And yes, they were bought at different times. So this was bought right after earnings of Q3, and so the stock was much cheaper. See, this is a $13 call, and I'm gonna hold on to this for dear life until expiration, and then I'll just exercise it. I think by then, so right now they actually have options chain open up to $75, but I think after today's earnings they'll probably open $85 LEAPs. So I actually never buy out of the money LEAPs, or I try not to, only spreads. But anyway, yeah. So another thing, so here is the revenue and actual revenue and estimates. This is the chart we have on our website, DRIPCalc.com, when you do like when you research a stock. And so you can see most of the time they beat revenue. So here in Q1 of 23, they beat by 5.25%, then they beat by almost 4% in the next quarter, then they missed. So sometimes they missed by 2%, then they beat by almost 6%, beat by 13% in Q1 of this year, then they beat by 7.5%. Then last quarter they actually missed by 2, and that's by 2.65%, and that's why the stock crashed. Okay, so on our website, again, the earnings estimates shows $934 million and $934.9 million. So Seeking Alpha, I guess they had some updates today. Our database was updated yesterday, so that's what we had so far. I'm not sure exactly if these are the same analysts, but anyway. And so here are the projections going forward, and these projections are not showing great growth. And like you can see here, Q4 of this year actually shows only 26% growth, and this shows 105% growth versus this number. Okay. So you gotta go 5 quarters back. Anyway, so showing moderate growth. I think Robinhood will do better unless we have a recession. So Robinhood is kind of a cyclical stock, but what they've been doing lately is greatly diversifying. So they're increasing the number of gold subscribers. They're adding credit cards, gold credit card, and that's a very great product and a very popular one. Actually, I made a video yesterday how to get your Robinhood gold credit card faster, how to get out of the waiting list. I've personally been on the waiting list. So long story short, I just contacted support and had them move me to the top of the list, and immediately applied. Within 5 minutes I was basically approved, and then another 20 minutes for picture ID and picture verification. So within 25 minutes I basically had a credit card number, and then a week later the actual credit card came in the mail. So I did unboxing yesterday, and you can check that out on our website. Anywho, yeah guys, so I don't know how the stock will react today. So the earnings is in 3 hours. I'm going to publish this video as soon as possible. The stock is pumping. So over here you can see it was $58 pre-market, then kind of dumped throughout the day. Boom, boom. So here was a decent opportunity this morning after CPI came out. It was a decent price. I mean, I'm still not buying. If anything, over here, I think, no, probably over here. No, that was just 1 week. Boom, boom, boom. Somewhere over here, I sold a put, $40 put. I closed it today for about 70% profit. And yeah, anyway, or maybe I did it over here. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I'm not buying, but if the stock crashes today, like it ran up significantly, see, like in 1 month, it's up almost 43%. That's completely insane. And in 3 months, it's up 77.5%. I mean, that's crazy, guys. So there is a chance of a pullback. Now, again, this is from $31. Let's do 1 year. We'll see. Like from here, from this earning, it is up at least 100%. Like, yeah, it's up like 120% or something. It's something insane. So we might have a pullback, and then I would be loading up. Now, after market, you cannot buy leaps. So if it dumps, hopefully the price stays down. But this stock has a very good momentum right now. So I'm not thinking we're gonna have a big dump. I think we'll have a Robinhood, a Palantir moment today. Not a financial advice, guys. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you wanna try our visual stock software research, so here you can see all kinds of important metrics: EPS, revenue, net income, EBITDA, free cash flow, gross profit. Then here are the expenses, and then you have shares outstanding, stock-based compensations, all of that good stuff, breakdown of revenue, and also like here is the estimates section. I actually greatly improved it. Now we show like actual estimates together with actual revenue, and then estimates for that quarter, as well as net income, EBITDA. So for some reason our data shows negative EBITDA over here. I gotta contact our supplier about this. But yeah, basically, so if you want to try this software, here you have all kinds of margins and ratios. Now we've got that good stuff, and we offer a 30% off sale right now, Valentine's Day sale. Few days left on that. And also we have this other tool where you can see all the same reports, but you also can compare it side by side with another stock. So for example, I preloaded here SoFi, and SoFi has been doing great over here until it dumped a little bit. And here you can have like breakdown. Now, interesting thing to note here, SoFi IPO'd before Robinhood did, so like about 9 months earlier. So if you look at the price chart, SoFi is not doing that bad actually. But if we go because we're comparing them side by side, and for the total return, we look at the same starting date, and in that regard, Robinhood performed better. But over here, you can see for most of this time, SoFi was actually doing better until very recently when Robinhood just took off. But SoFi is also no slouch. So here you have all your reports. So your EPS and P ratios, then your free cash flow per share and total free cash flow, and you have your free cash flow versus stock-based compensation, net income versus revenue for each company side by side, and you can judge which company is doing better. Here's the cash and debt position, so shows that Robinhood basically has no debt. Well, SoFi does have debt, but that's it's a bank. they loan money, they borrow money, so for banks debt is like a really complicated topic. And so after today's earnings, this chart will change dramatically, and this bar will go all the way to this close button. But SoFi is doing great. So also you have like your CAGRs, your 5-year CAGR, 2-year CAGR, or compound annual growth rate. So yeah, so all these important metrics side by side, and again, 30% lifetime discount on this software, and we're continuously improving it. So if you can try it completely free for 2 weeks, if you don't like it, just cancel. And if you love it, then you get to have 30% lifetime discount. Even when we raise the price, your price will not change, and you'll have that discount for the life of your membership. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Once again, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button if you have a prediction for the price action. I know it's not a lot of time until the actual earnings, but put them in the comment section below if you have questions, know the good stuff. And in the next video, I'll be talking about SoFi options, a topic that's near and dear to me, and I've done really great with SoFi Leaps. So yeah, that's coming up. Thanks for watching. I'll see you